Hi, and welcome to the Hague Tech Community Podcast. We're here today talking with Gerrit Jan, one of the co-founders of World Startup Factory, an impact accelerator based here in the Hague Tech. And yesterday, they had their third demo day, where they presented demonstrations from all of their different companies. And we just wanted to, one, get your reflections on the day, how it went, give us a bit more information about what the event entailed and who the companies were, and then finally, what you want to do moving forward.
Yeah, okay, sure, thank you. Well, it was a good day. Yeah, first of all, we had a good crowd. A lot of investors, 60% of the crowd was interested in investing in startups. And I think we had a couple of I'm always looking for, do people really connect to our startups and are they really contributing? So I see a lot of these events and I see a couple of startups doing their best on stage and a lot of people trying to get to the beers as fast as possible. I'm exaggerating, of course, but sometimes that happens. And what I really like is that there were a couple of connections were made, pilots, maybe first contracts, investors that are actually interested in the startups to do something significant, and that's good. So
how many people did the event attracted yesterday?
Yeah, about 100. Yeah. So what we tried to do this time, so we've done a couple of these events, and then we invited 250 people, even 300. What we tried to do this time is to make it very intimate and really be selective who's in the crowd, why are you here, do you really want to contribute to the future of this startup, instead of searching for your own goals.
How do you facilitate a contribution which makes an event not only an event but a business event based on a contribution? So how do you inspire them to contribute and not only show up?
Well, basically for us, the demo day is a midterm. So our accelerator program is 6 months. And what we work with a lot of startups that are from Pakistan, India, Singapore. So they're not familiar with the Dutch ecosystem. So what we have to do, we have to push them to get to know as much people in the Dutch market as possible. So we use our events for our startups to actually work on this challenge. So they have to invite people that they have met in the past weeks to show up at this event. And then what is interesting? Well, either you're a strategic business partner, either you're an investor, you can be a government interested in doing a pilot, your future client. So all these kind of.
And do you keep track of your visitors, as in looking in advance on the percentage of investors and the percentages represented by the government, or?
Yeah, we try to do this as much as possible, and that's why we also organize this investor lounge, is to make sure that there are enough investors already interested in meeting new startups besides our portfolio. Because we try to be as inclusive as possible. So it's not only about our portfolio startups, it's about startups in general. And of course, if you are part of the accelerator, you have a head start. We put you on stage, and we give you this moment to shine in the spotlight. But for us, it's interesting to invite more startups to make sure that there are enough investors and that they are really engaged and interested in the founders.
And what was it that made you the happiest yesterday, seeing your startups, your program at the event? What was the thing that you really?
What moment jumped out at you?
Yeah, what was your?
Yeah, for me, I'm not gonna
Cry,
name one.
of course.
I'm not gonna name one specific startup.
We're not asking for favorite kids.
So
Your favorite.
We try to avoid that.
Everybody's equal.
What I would like is a startup that entered the program without a product, with a prototype.
What you don't want is a startup that ends the program without
a product.
Yeah. Okay.
But in the end, it turned out the product he had wasn't the product really. He had to do. Still had to do a lot of work.
Okay.
And now he has 6 clients, ranging from New Zealand to the Netherlands to the US. And for me, that's remarkable to hear. That someone in just 3 months made such a huge step with a complex product, a hardware combination with software, difficult market, but he did it, and now we're gonna use the next 3 months to kind of secure that and make it a sustainable
And what
business.
made it happen? Was it luck? Was it perseverance?
I think luck. Yeah,
Oh.
I think luck. And just stumbling.
Forget about the
in-
program and all the experts.
stumbling into
Sheer
people.
luck.
Yeah. So we met this guy in the bar here in the Hague. No. I think it's always it's a little bit of money. It's the right network, and it's in his case, this specific case, it's also about a little bit of guidance, a little bit of knowing that I'm making the right decisions, because you get this reflection, because your coach says, "Hey, I think if you do it like this and this and this, then you might end up." at
You could
this
say
stage."
coaching.
Yeah, that's the coaching and mentoring. Yeah. Yeah.
From the World Startup Factory network.
Yeah, that's what we do. Yeah, and that's what we personally do as accelerator managers, and what our network is doing. Yeah, that's what it's all about. It's about introducing people into the right to the right companies. It's about training them, and it's about creating this network.
And giving them platforms such as
Yeah.
Demino to
Yeah.
actually
Yeah.
go out
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
show themselves, because like
Yeah.
we around here see the startups all the time.
Yeah.
You know, we see what they're doing and where they're working on, but it's really cool to then go to a demo day where you actually get to see what their public perception is and what the rest of the world gets to see about them.
Yeah.
Because you're working with them all the time, you understand, and then you get to
I
see them
try
on
to understand.
you try to understand,
Yeah.
and then you see them on a stage.
Yeah.
And what is your feeling now that you're halfway through the program? Do you feel as though that the demo day was a place in which you can say, okay, this is now where we need to go because we've seen where they've been? Or do you see it as more of a, okay, this is where we're at, we have a lot of more work to do, we need to kind of reassess, or is it a combination of the two?
It's a combination, of course, but well, what you can see first of all, you can see the differences between the different startups, and that's something that you can use in your program design for the upcoming months. So you see, hey, this guy, he had a very hard time to get a couple of people in the room to do a session and to validate. So you use it to see, okay, how is this group performing? And then partially it's like, okay, because of the perception of the market, because you're talking to people, what do you think of him now that you've seen him presenting? And then they say, well, I think this and this and this is shitty, and this should be better, but I really like this one. And you go, okay, well, that's different than I thought. So that's why we use it to kind of
Also validate.
Validate our opinions and the way we think this startup should move forward, and we hope that they do as well. So we try. In the end, it's about founders making the right decisions, and not us. So in the end, we hope that these startups also try to get as much feedback as possible. The founders get as much feedback as possible. Yeah.
And now this was your third demo day.
Yeah.
What did you take into it from the previous ones that really helped it, and what do you hope to take out of this one for the next one?
Yeah. Well, I think there's a trend, and the trend is, first of all, that our startups become better, because we attract better startups, and I think that the trend in our demo days is that we are going to create more intimacy. So I think this whole idea of the 3 minutes pitch, and that it's so important for a startup to do this in 1 or 3 minutes, I think it's exaggerated. Because in the end, business is a very almost a tedious project or tedious process where you have to constantly reflect. So if for instance, we work with this Pakistan startup, and we connected them to a large corporate here in the Netherlands, which is SPIE, one of our partners. It takes 2 months to create a contract to arrange the collaboration of these two organizations. 2 months, and that's not based on a 2 minute pitch or a 1 minute pitch. So what we're going to do is we're going to create more intimacy, take more time to understand what a startup is about, and also ask more time of our audience to invest in our founders.
Invest in time or money-wise?
Time. Time. First of all, time. Yeah.
And I know you're a fairly large accelerator in the amount of startups that you have, because how many startups were at the demo day?
10 on stage. Yeah.
And do you feel as though it's more difficult to do that because of the amount of startups?
No, I think we will keep on working with about that, and so 8 till 10 startups, because you need. I really like the peer-to-peer interaction between startups in a program. So they are helping each other. And if you have 4 startups, like we've seen, like we experienced this in a startup in residence program that we also helped. It was for the Hague. If you have smaller teams or smaller cohorts, then you miss this peer-to-peer support. So that's it. But what we are going to do, I think, in our accelerator programs, we're going to make them a little bit more dense, or a little bit more intense in, let's say, for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Like really like a boot camp style, and then start this networking and this very personal development.
Yeah, because I think that there's so many words out there for what a program can be, from boot camp to accelerator to incubator.
Yeah, the bullshit bingo in startup world is wow. Yeah, sorry.
No, it's perfectly fine.
No, are you an accelerator? So we started as, okay, let's become an accelerator, and now people, no, you're not an accelerator. You're early growth. Okay.
Early growth.
Okay, early growth
generator.
Yeah, because that's
generator.
a word.
Yeah, because that's a great word. Yeah. So maybe
it's a word.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a great word.
Yeah. So maybe we are a short incubator.
A short
incubator. No, you can't be a short incubator. No, can't do that. Okay.
But it is interesting, all the different names and different types. But at the end, everybody's doing the same: help business grow.
Yeah, try to have impact.
Doesn't
on the
matter
team.
from which point you start, but you help business grow, whether it's big or small. Or
And I know that you guys are right now working on a next accelerator. That if you want to give some insight into what the focus of that one is.
Yeah. Well, currently we are preparing together with Truffalo for Food Stars, and that's going to be an accelerator specifically for smart horticulture startups.
Food Stars.
Yeah, Food Stars, and we do that together with the New Farm, which is a knowledge and innovation building here in the Hague. Actually, the urban farmers are on top of it, and then they have 6 stores, and it's going to be completely filled with innovation in terms of urban farmers and smart horticulture. It's really interesting.
I'm just very excited to have more food-based startups around the office because I love the fact that you can just have, new food and tasting.
Yeah, of course. Well, that's one of my favorites. Is actually if I can name a favorite, it's Organic Love, which with the really tasty, low-fat mayonnaise, which is actually one of our startups, and they're doing great.
We can do a little plug.
A little plug for them. Hey,
shout out, guys.
Yeah,
if you like mayo, try Organic Love.
Yeah, no. So no, it's perfect. We'll give little shout outs to all the other 9 in the show notes.
Yeah, maybe in the
show
underneath.
Underneath. We'll see if what Jair can put together.
Okay.
Well, no, I want
suggestions for show notes are also always open. Just leave a comment and.
Yeah, we
still
appreciate
learning.
comments. We're learning.
We're still waiting for our first comment.
Yeah. Well,
guys, come on.
Shall I do that?
That's incredibly sad.
We appreciate it.
Yeah, I can arrange.
Yeah,
it
just make sure
just
it's not
it
under
starts
like a
with a
personal
thumbs
account.
up.
Okay. Well, thank you again for being here today.
Well, thank you.
And of course, what we'll do is we'll put it in the show notes so that people can find out about the Food Stars Accelerator, and that also people can look forward to the next demo day and look at some of the social media and different outcomes from yesterday's demo day. And then again, thanks to Thomas for being here and looking so beautiful. And I'd like to thank the Hague Tech and the new media studio for giving us the platform, the time, the energy, and the supplies to be able to bring all of this to you. And of course, as always, please follow us on YouTube, SoundCloud, and iTunes. And if you happen to comment, we'll put together some prize for our first commenter.
Oh, that's great.
Because,
Yeah.
yeah.
Maybe
Wait.
a jar of mayonnaise.
Can we get
Wow,
it?
yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
First,
There you go.
First commenter can win a jar of mayonnaise. And
Organic mayonnaise.
Organic mayonnaise. What is it? 97% less fat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Something like that. But again, please follow, comment, and keep informed as we're looking forward to bringing you more. And of course, we'll get Gerrit Jan back on the show to give us updates when there's new movements with future demo days and future startups. And of course, we'll get some of the World Startup Factory startups in here for you guys to get to know. So thank you and enjoy your Easter, if this comes out before Easter.